Oh, it's just our brains. No worries.
She used to be an actress.
Oh, really? Did she do anything out of scene?
And I think her biggest deal was she starred in a pilot.
Pilot? What's a pilot?
Well, you know the shows on TV?
I don't watch TV.
Yeah, but you are aware that there's an invention called television, and on this invention they show shows, right?
Yeah.
Well, the way they pick TV shows is they make one show. That show's called a pilot. Then they show that one show to the people who pick shows, and on the strength of that one show, they decide if they want to make more shows. Some get chosen and become television programs. Some don't, become nothing. She starred in one of the ones that became nothing.
Yes, welcome to Couch Pilots, all of my friends. The show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television, pilots of the past. My name is Jason, but you can call me the Secret Asian Man, and with me is my FBI guy, female body inspector, Captain Philip Restisher. Good evening.
Nice. I've inspected some female bodies in my lifetime.
Good Lord Almighty, have you ever?
And I liked it.
You ever inspect a body that you didn't like?
Yeah? No, yeah, I have.
What do you do with that?
I still inspect it. I still fuck it probably at the end.
Oh, I didn't ask for that. Good Lord.
Because if you spend all the time inspecting it, you're still going to do whatever with it, right?
So it's a sexual thing.
This is probably not a good thing to say about myself.
Sure.
And that's how I refer to myself.
Throw it on the list of things you shouldn't say.
There's probably maybe 3 in my lifetime that I inspected and went, no, that's it.
Really? Out of your...
Yeah, it would be like 103.
Yeah. Wow. Good Lord. I can't imagine. I always see those shirts and the hats that say FBI and then under like parentheses it says female body inspector. But you're saying it's a sexual thing. I never knew it was a sexual thing. I thought it was just people who inspect women.
Well, what are you inspecting them for?
Polyps.
Oh, you got to get up in there.
Cysts.
You got to get up in there for that.
That's fine, but this still doesn't have to be sexual. I thought it was like more like a medical shirt.
Oh, yeah, medical shirt. Hey, you got that medical shirt in your closet?
I don't know. I've never owned one. I've never seen one in the store.
Have you ever inspected a female?
Never.
Really?
Never.
You just go in blind?
I go in blind. I put a blindfold on and I jump in head first. Cysts and polyps be damned.
If you jump in head first, how often do you hit the wrong place?
Well, you shouldn't dive head first unless they have to be over 3 feet tall, right? No, it's probably more than that, over 5 feet tall.
Have you ever used my theory of the belly button theory?
No, but I remember you saying it. Do you want to say it out loud right now? I feel like you do.
Well, no, I'm just I over the years since you've known me, we've talked about the belly button theory tremendously, and I thought maybe since then you had probably used it once or twice.
Okay,
all right, never mind. Well, I know.
Well, I mean, do you want to mention it? Do you want to mention what it is?
Oh yeah, the belly button theory is on your way down to a woman, in her gray streak. Mm-hmm. When you get to the belly button, because you can't just go straight down there. You've got to work your way down. A woman.
What if you come in from the feet though?
There's no belly button. No, you never come in from the feet. That's the worst thing.
Okay, I'm making notes. I don't know these things.
You start at the top,
the very top of the head,
right, and you work your way down.
Like you pat the top of their head, pet it like a dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
They love that.
I don't know. Okay, this is great for me.
Yeah.
I don't know these things.
So you work your way down, and you get to the belly button, and right when you get to the belly button, you just kind of go. Mm-hmm. And if for some reason your mind says, because you have sensors in your nose.
We have 5 senses. And then that kid in that movie had a 6th sense.
Right. But if you have a sensor in your nose that tells your brain, stop.
Danger.
Then you stop and you go back up. And that way you're not too far down. Because if you went below the belly button and then came back up, the girl would be like, what's wrong?
And so then all of the endorphins flow through the belly button is what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that... the belly button is the location where you can stop, but there's no return after that.
Point of no return.
The point of no return.
Is that Stryker?
No.
Striper?
To hell with the devil. No, it's just a point at the body where you can
turn around.
You can turn around. It's not smelling very good down there.
Turn around.
I can't get in trouble if I come back up now. But if you go below the belly button, then it happens in your brain set. Your nose tells your brain, no, no, no. Then it's too late. The girl's going to either feel
Conscious?
self-conscious, whatever that is about, or there's going to be a problem and you might not get any in the long run.
Gotcha.
So if you're starting at the feet
Don't
and
know.
it's going by smell, then that
You
would
don't
explain
start at the-
why.
Have-
Jason's starting at the feet.
Okay, first of all, you haven't been introduced, so you shouldn't say anything. Second of all, has a guy ever started at your feet to get there?
No,
No.
can't say that.
Yeah, thank you very much. You can't say that.
You physically can't say that, or it never happened.
Or you can't.
Never
Yeah.
happened.
I'll say you seem to have normal speech patterns. I introduced it us, and then there's another one. There's another one here too.
Yeah, we're continuing. I feel like I'm in a box. I don't know what is going on here. No, I know what's going on. My fucking microphone broke. We are. We have a person with us right now, and then when that person see, it doesn't. There's not that much.
What was that? What were you pressing? You went away.
Just buttons. We have a young lady here. We're doing season 19.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying our hardest to get 10 women in this room.
It's not. Yeah, it's just like happenstance at this point.
It's just about getting lucky.
I'm up all night too.
Up all night, sleep all day.
What are you doing?
I'm not comfortable with how I sound right now. Briana, who you know from the show Dishing Disney. Briana, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You should feel very honored because I don't introduce guests. That's not my job. But Jason was just standing there looking dumbfounded.
Yep.
And I always say to him, sit down. You don't have to stand while you podcast.
Well,
yeah, that
that's
would be uncomfortable.
But since you're here, he
Yeah.
was standing at attention,
yeah.
and he.
Well,
was,
I'm chivalrous, and also I'm afraid to say your name because I have a lot of questions for you. And the first question I have is, how do you spell your name? Is it 2 N's?
1 N.
I always want in it whenever I talk about her on the chat on the
It's
text.
Briana spelled just like Briana.
That doesn't
One
that
N.
doesn't help me. That doesn't help me at all. That actually I'm totally lost now.
Well, Anna has 2 N's.
Boy. So it's
All I want to do when I wake up in the morning is spell Brianna right. Brianna with 1 N. Sounds like Brianna. Spell Brianna.
It's Briana or Brianna?
It's Brianna.
Pronounce it Briana.
Brianna.
What do you prefer?
Yeah. Well, how do you like your name to sound? What would you rather it be?
Briana.
Do you like it the way it is?
Did you
Right.
decide that, like, as you gotten older? Like, did your mom and dad
No,
say,
I
her name
think-
is Brianna, and eventually you're like, fuck that, I like Brianna better?
No, I think my parents intended for it to
You
be
think
Briana,
so? We
and
should
I
call
just
them.
Stuck with it.
We can call him later. Blake, how do you spell your name?
Blake.
And I said Blake. That is how you say it.
Right, but
there-
but how do you say my last name?
It's like Clayton.
Right, but what do you say? If you, hey, who's the guy that you podcast with? What's his name?
Blake Clayton.
Brad Clayton.
Black Clayton.
Brianna, how do you say my name?
Blake Clayton.
What's his middle name? Do you know?
I have no idea.
It's Alistair.
Really?
No, you said it right because you pronounced the T. A lot of people say Blake Clayton, and they don't pronounce the T. You said Blake Clayton.
You just said the same thing, I feel
feel
like.
like-
No,
like-
I said Clayton.
Blake Clayton.
Blake Clayton.
Blake Clayton.
Don't say Blake Clayton.
Blake
Clayton.
Blake Clayton.
So if you put all three of my names together, say it.
Blake Alliston Clayton.
Blake Clark Clayton.
Is it Alistair or Allison?
With 1 L, it's Alistair.
I have some questions for Brianna.
Oh,
Is that okay?
I will stand back.
No, I want you
Enjoy
to
the podcast, Brianna.
Yeah, enjoy the podcast. When I say these two names together, what do you think? Pauly Shore,
Oh, Lord.
incredible comedian,
Yeah, definitely.
Bio-
Talented.
biodome extraordinaire.
Yeah. I actually have never seen a whole lot of things that he's in.
But you went to see him live one time, right?
Yes, I did.
I you tell the story. I'm setting you up so you can tell the story.
There's not really much to it. I went to see him live at the jukebox, and I left to go to the bathroom, and when I came back, like, he made an advance toward me while I was coming out of the bathroom.
Like a physical advance or like
no,
a
no, no,
verbal
no,
advance?
nothing. Verbal.
Okay.
Verbal.
Well, that's
no
fine.
physical
That's fine.
abuse of any kind.
No, I wasn't saying abuse. I just thought,
No.
But it was during like the MC or the opening act, right? I
Yes.
assume. Mm-hmm. And then, so what exactly did he say to you?
It was something about, because I had just come out of the bathroom. It was like about going back to the bathroom with.
What is that it, or was it more
Yeah, no,
explicit?
that was it. No, it wasn't explicit. It really wasn't like.
was it a joke? Like, was he joking around, or did you think he was
I
serial?
don't think so. I'm pretty sure he was serious.
Just so we're clear, though, you didn't have to go to the bathroom again.
No,
You had just
I
gone.
didn't have to use the bathroom.
You avoided
again. I don't think
everything.
it was anything like that. Yeah,
He
I
was-
wasn't like walking in an uncomfortable way to make him think that I needed to revisit the bathroom
And possibly
immediately.
needed assistance.
Yeah,
And so what you're saying is that he thinks so highly of himself that he thought he could just say one sentence to you and you would go in the bathroom with him, which means it has worked for him in the past, correct?
that was what I
absolutely.
thought. Yeah.
It's the
Briana,
same.
thank you for not being a skanky whore. I appreciate that.
To me, it's the same logic as the dick pic, right? Why do people send dick pics? Because somewhere along the way, it is working, right? It's working maybe in very small numbers and for a very small number of people, but it is working, or else it wouldn't happen, right? Guys aren't going to go do something and burn calories trying to get ladies if it is proven to never have worked.
Sure.
I mean, if you're gonna burn calories, though.
But
Yeah.
I've never sent a dick pic what's the word?
Solicited?
Unsolicited. Brianna, have you ever got a dick pic unsolicited?
Actually, no.
Really? You are in the
You always solicit then.
Well,
You're the whitest lady I've
I
ever
set
met, but you're a
myself up for
minority
that.
here.
Just not from like a random person out of nowhere. Obviously, I've gotten photos like that before, but it would be from people that
You were intimate with.
I would
or
be
you're gonna
glad to get a picture of.
Oh, okay. All right.
And they would know,
Hey.
obviously.
You know what? You're welcome.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. No, I was 6-8 months ago. I was on some dating sites, and to me, that was always like if we get into a lull in the conversation, but I was interested in keeping it going. I would always ask, should I send a dick pic now, jokingly, because
Sure.
obviously I'm not going to do it, and,
Right.
and ladies very rarely ask for it, but it's such a common thing that I thought it was a little bit more of an icebreaker, and it worked rarely for me.
Now, Brianna, as a female, obviously you've been in a committed relationship for many, many years now.
Oh yeah, how long now?
5,
Almost 4 years.
4 years. See, I know. I do research for the show.
Wow.
Prior to then, had you ever asked for one, or was it suggested? Then you were like, okay, or it just like, hello.
Oh, no. Yeah, I would never just say, hey,
You would
send me
never
a
say,
dick
hey,
pic.
how about
Send
a
me
dick?
pic.
How about
No.
how to pick, baby?
That's, no.
Technology's gotten better too.
I love technology.
Yeah, it used to be like you'd have to email them or something.
Yeah,
No.
you have to get someone's URL.
No, you would never have to email them. Why would you do that?
Get someone's URL to get a DIC.
Not appropriate for work.
NSF dubs.
You have more questions.
Well, I was just thinking about dick pics and is there an app? Because you know how you Snapchat's got all those crazy filters. Do you think there is an app that's got a filter for a dick to
Make it look better.
church it up? If it's got some battle scars or what have you, can make. I don't know.
Battle scars?
People into some weird shit, man.
Hashtag battle scars. If you like
Yeah.
this episode, hashtag battle scars.
I'm just saying, can you get your dick out and take a picture through an app and have it photoshopped or?
No, I think
cleaned up a little bit?
you really are going with the angles and such, and
Like a selfie. You can work the angles.
right, because I know people that they take a selfie and the girl takes it way up here. It's because she's kind of heavy set and it keeps all this not going.
But you want your dick to look heavy set, so
Right,
you
so
do
you
a
So you
low.
go underneath.
Okay, so you get a lot of nut in the picture too.
D's nuts.
Specific. We have to
I
get
think
your
you,
nuts,
lift them out of the way.
lift and separate them.
Yeah.
Brianna, what's the best dick? Who has sent you the best
Oh,
dick
I
pic
can't
ever?
answer that.
Okay, all right.
Definitely Dustin.
Oh,
Whoa, she's winking.
Why did you
furiously at
I
both
don't
of
even
us?
know if Dustin's ever sent me one.
Boy, she's
Rude.
I felt like I was
Well,
assuming.
he's like, you can see it at any time.
That's
I'm
true.
not sending you a picture of it.
I was thinking about lifting and separating the nuts. Do you think there should be a bra for a nut, like a man bra, a man's ear for a nutsack?
I don't think so. That's unnecessary.
I mean, I don't know. I don't have different anatomy.
But like they say when you're an old man, sometimes your nuts hang low and they wobble to
Do
and
your
fro.
nut hang? You beat me to
Sorry, but like like Mr. Belvedere famously sat on his nuts during like a table read or whatever. Like, do you want something down there to hold them up?
Isn't that what boxer briefs do? I mean,
And tidy
they kinda
whities. I mean, as you get older, you
lift.
wear the tidy whities because of that.
Yeah.
I would think.
hold everything up in place.
Perhaps. Okay.
All right.
I'm just spitballing.
I'm spitballing from my list of questions.
I do have another question actually. You went on the entire Route 66 recently?
Yes.
And that starts up in Chicago area?
Well, it starts in Chicago, so we didn't do the entire trip. We started in McLean, Illinois.
Where's McLean?
I don't know for sure. It's south east a little bit.
It's on Route 66.
Yeah, just like
that's all you had to say.
south of Chicago.
Okay. And then you went all the way to, was it California it dumps out? Is that right?
Yes.
You
Santa
drove
Monica.
right into the ocean. You drove right into the sea.
Yeah, I left my car there.
That's fine.
Did you get bit by a stingray? That's my
good
no
question.
jellyfish. Jellyfish. I'm very scared of jellyfish.
This is just him getting to the question, did someone pee on you? But go ahead.
I have peed on someone else for a jellyfish sting.
Was it like,
Not on them, like I didn't like stand over them and pee, but I did pee in a cup.
and then they poured. I think that's just a way for like a guy. Like, have you ever been in a bedroom, Blake, and said, "Oh my God, I've been bit by a jellyfish," and then the woman's like, "There's no jellyfish within 1,000 miles from here." You're like,
no,
"Quit peeing on me."
I'm not gonna taint their education. I'm gonna say, hey, you want me to pee on you or what?
Okay.
Yesterday we got home from our trip and I was taking a pee and Molly decided to fix her hair, and so I said, I was watching her to see if she kind of looked over, because she was looking in the mirror, and she did, and I go, I'm gonna spray you, and she jumped. She was like, no, you're not.
Is that I don't?
So she wasn't into it.
Oh no.
I have a
you know
thing
Molly.
where like a long-standing. There has to be an air of mystery. Like I don't pee or number two in front of a lady. I don't even fart in front of ladies really. But do you do that? Do you and her, you and Molly both
Oh yeah, we both fart all the time.
Fart in front of each other, pee in front of each other,
Well,
poop
yeah.
in front of each other.
When I'm on the toilet, if I'm sitting down, I usually close the door.
Okay.
But she has to sit down every time. So if the door is open, I know she's not pooping.
Okay. But the poop is the line for you guys.
Yeah. I guess so.
Okay. Briana? Briana.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good.
Why is it so hard for you?
I don't know.
It's really difficult for
cannot-
a lot of people. You could just do brie. That's what a lot of people
How
go
about
with.
what about Brie Brie? Do you like that?
No.
How about Bray Bray?
Oh yeah.
No.
So what's the line? Do you guys have an air of mystery, or are you guys lighting it up in front of each other all day, every day?
No. I will go in the bathroom if Dustin is peeing, but if I'm using the bathroom, the door is shut and locked.
No matter what.
Shut and locked.
No matter what.
No matter what you're doing in there.
So you don't
Yeah,
care about
even-
his privacy, but you make
Right.
sure he cares about your privacy.
But he
I feel like it's different. Like you said, you have to sit down, you have to wipe. Like there's just
there's a process.
like Jason said, there's just some
Briana,
mysteries.
front to back. I mean, I know that. I mean, it's front to back for sure.
Fighting infection.
Guys can do back to front.
No. You can, but it's
We can get shit on the bottom of our nuts.
Your taint's all dirty.
Yeah, that's true.
Dirty taint, but it tells somebody.
So he will close the door if he's number twoing.
Yes.
Okay. There has to be an air of mystery. Something you cannot know absolutely everything. That's I don't know. But I mean, then again,
Has P play ever came up with you guys? The conversation wise, I'm not asking you to tell me but has P play ever came up in the conversation?
I'm not
I don't
asking.
think in
This.
seriousness.
No. Well,
No.
whenever you talk about pee play, it should be in seriousness, in my opinion.
Well, then no.
Dustin very soon is going to pretend that he was stung by a stingray. I can see the future.
Well, I figure as much beer as you guys drink, you guys should be pissing on each other all the time. Like, you don't have to, I would think that, like, on a Thursday night, I know the two of you, on a Thursday night, if it gets hot and heavy about 10:30, you're both going, God, I hope they ask me to pee on them. Because that's what happens, right? Because you guys drink lots of brewskis.
That is true, but I guess even in my drunk mind, I still have a line.
So you have the line. So when Dustin's listening to this, and it'll be the first time in months that he's listening because you're on, he will know that you don't want pee play.
Yes, so we don't need to have the conversation.
Okay, well then, you know what? I just saved your relationship.
Thank you.
Oh, boy. How do you like...
Glad I'm not just going to, go home and pee on him one night.
You know what? I
Or,
think you should do.
vice versa.
This is what I think you should do. One of his really drunken nights, when he's like in bed, passed out, you should just stand over him and just piss all over him, and then go in the other room and sleep on the couch. Because he's
on one of my Dustin doesn't really have drunk nights. I have drunk nights.
Never mind then.
Do you? We had a pool going. I'd say about a year ago, saying when is Briana?
Briana.
Brie.
It's like Briana, but it's Briana because she's not
That
black.
does not help. That confuses the hell out of me.
Okay.
Brie. All right. We had a pool going of when you were going to leave Dustin because of all of his podcasts that he was doing. But since then, you have integrated into forming one. You've done it for a year now, right?
Yes, we're in the second season.
How do you like doing that?
Surprisingly, I have more fun than I thought I would.
Yeah?
Not that I didn't think I would have fun, but yeah, it's been nice. A little bonding experience.
Do you think it grows you closer together by doing it, or do you think it is a nuisance to your relationship? And he won't be listening, so you can go ahead and ask on. You can answer honestly.
I think it was definitely a positive thing because not that I wasn't supportive of podcasts before, but I hadn't really ever done them other than, being guests on other shows. So I didn't really understand. So now that I'm actually on one.
Okay, so there's a lot of times that you just had to sit on the couch while he podcast, and now you're involved in it, and so now it's kind of cool.
You're a co-host. It's kind of your show. Do you feel some ownership of it?
Do you do any work?
No.
Well, Dustin loves the control of
He
it.
does.
Oh, yeah. No, yes.
So I'm the perfect co-host.
Can we get into
Dustin.
that? Can we get into that?
No, I don't think that's good.
Okay.
But no, I do another show with him, and he does the whole thing.
Sure.
And it's great. He does a great job with it. I have no problem letting him do all the stuff. He loves it, and it's a lot of fun. So I have no problem with it.
For sure.
All right. I guess that's all the questions. I was really hoping like something dirty happened with Pauly Shore, but it did not. Do you find him attractive at all?
No.
Okay.
Was he funny? Did that taint your experience after that happened?
Well, I went with my boyfriend at the time, so he was more of a fan.
No
I have
offense,
never really
your
been a
ex-boyfriend
huge-
sounds like a douchebag
Yeah.
if he liked Pauly Shore.
I've never
right?
really liked Pauly Shore, so I didn't expect to have a good time, so
Yeah.
that just made it all the more...
Now, if you were single and you were there with some girlfriends, and Pauly Shore said, "Hey, come back into the bathroom with me,"
Good question.
nobody would know unless you told them, right? And you have in your mind, I did whatever with Pauly Shore. Have you? Would you have done? Would your mind have maybe paused a little bit if you were single and ready to mingle at the time?
I don't think so.
Have
Really?
you ever messed around with a celebrity?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say that. Like guys, we have a list, right?
Sure, I have a list. I have get out of jail free cards for some women
My list is just to have sex one time.
with.
Anyone.
Anyone famous?
Yeah, that's all. The only thing on my list is just to be able to have sex someday. But I understand some guys have you've heard a bucket list before you
Sure,
die.
right.
The equivalent here is a fuck it list.
Right.
Some people have celebrities. You maybe, if that's not on your list, Briana, maybe you blew the opportunity.
Maybe so.
Pun intended. All right.
Okay, would you rather have blown him or had sex
Good
with him?
Lord. Good God.
Well, I'm just.
Good God.
If you had, if you had no choice but to do one of the two, which would you have rather done? I would think have sex with
That's
him.
hard. I think
'Cause
that probably would be my answer
To me,
as well.
a blowjob is a lot more intimate. Hence the belly button.
I don't think that's how it's supposed to be necessarily, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
If I were forced to do one,
if you were forced into sexual congress with Pauly Shore. I knew that's where this was going. We're gonna real quick change gears. It's gonna get real dark for a second, but we're gonna change it right back. You had an upsetting thing happen to you recently. They touched on it, I think, a couple weeks ago on Karaoke Biggie.
Yeah, they did a very nice homage, and I want
Yes.
to thank them for that. That's the only reason I wanted to talk about it was because I wanted to say thank you to and it was fresh wound when they did record that show. It was like like within like 45 minutes of it happening.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I came straight home, and then they showed up. So.
And what's that thing?
My longtime best friend of 12 years, the longest female relationship I've ever had, Rory Magoo. We had to put her down for she had a degenerative spine disease that was causing her not to be able to use her back legs properly. So the best thing to do is to put her down.
I always heard that, like, you know your dog so well, and you say, oh my God, these are the things that my dog loves. These are the 3 things in the world that my dog loves more than anything. As soon as that dog can't do like 2 of those 3 things.
Yeah. That's funny that you mentioned that, because me and Molly, the week before, she had been having trouble walking, and we were trying to figure out why. At first, I was like, oh, she sprained her, a muscle or something, so we'll just ride it out for a little bit and see if it gets better. And then it got worse. And then it was both back legs, and you know me, I like to act like nothing's wrong in my life. If something is wrong,
it'll fix itself.
No, I see it. I just go, oh, I'll just not pay attention to that, and it'll go away.
Everything is fine.
Sure. And it wasn't getting better, so we had a discussion the Wednesday prior, and it actually got into a heated argument because she was like, I was like, she's been faithful to me. She's went through 3 cancer surgeries. She's lived till 12. Boxers don't do that. I'm going to take her to the vet. If
Did someone
you were doing that.
no, I had to do it first.
You're rude.
You don't know what
Eli must have just took a dump. And
I wonder if anyone is in there watching them.
So I hope not. We have a problem if there is. My standpoint was this has been a good dog. She's been faithful. She's done everything for me. If she's in any kind of pain or she's not going to get better, cut it off right there. Just stop it right there. Molly was saying, well, we take her, we find that out, and we bring her home for a week, and we pamper her and baby her and spend extra time with her for a week, then go do it. And it was a very heated argument. And I was like, no, that's not going to happen. I can't. That is worse to me.
What's your argument there? I mean, I don't have a dog. I've never had a dog.
To me, I was like, why would I do that? Why would I every day get up and for a whole 4 or 5 days know that this
you're putting off the inevitable.
I'm putting off the inevitable. It's not going to be cuddly and spoiling. It's just going to be me crying every time I pet her or whatever. Yeah. And she can sense that. She was not a stupid dog. People think she was a stupid dog. She was very smart. She was very manipulative. She wasn't stupid. She was very manipulative.
You love that story about her pissing on the mattress after you
I love it. Yeah.
That's the hallmark story for Rory.
So we went in and, and it was also to the point where, for what Molly was saying, hey, let's take her home. The vet said, her brain was telling her back legs to work. The only reason her back legs were kind of working was just out of muscle memory, and so she was walking over her paws. Her paw would be upside down, and she wouldn't know it. So to me, if I'm at work, she's going to break her foot by doing. Eventually, she's going to break her foot, and so I'm not going to be there, and then she's going to sit for 8 hours and suffer. That wasn't happening. So
I think you made the right decision.
Thank you.
And I'm very sorry about your loss.
Thank you.
And I know a lot of times when a lady breaks up with you or what have you, they say the quickest way to get over a lady is to get a new lady. Is that on the horizon for you?
No, and that's a conversation I'm sure is going to happen pretty soon. I mean, Molly is having trouble with it too. She's not a heartless bitch, but Molly is a nester. She's a nurturer, And so I know this conversation is going to come up a lot more quickly than I want it to.
Her little boy is growing up.
Sure.
She needs someone to nest with.
Right.
Huh?
And that will probably be a fight.
Yeah. Well,
But,
I'm sorry. I hope that doesn't happen. And Rory was never a vicious dog to me. She would always try to lick me, which I did not like.
Oh, no.
But
and you know what? To be honest with you, in my mind, the way I look at it is she knew you didn't, and that's why she tried.
I never like dogs to lick me. I think it's
Sure.
gross.
Oh, it is gross.
But your dog was always very sweet, and I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thanks.
That being said, do we have any fan feedback?
Then we'll save it for the next show.
All right. Well, let's move along then with the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
All right, two quick things I want to do here. One is the Couch Pilot's question of the day. We do this every episode. Today's question is, what happens to the pronouns in a song when the lead singer reveals that they're a gay guy? You know, like like Ricky Martin.
Sure.
He's like, she's living the Vita look. He's not interested in ladies. He likes the guys.
And the same way as with Elton John.
Sure. Elton John's great. Or George Michael Stipe, that guy. He was a gay guy.
The only person that I know musically that has been very good at it is Melissa Etheridge. It's probably easier for a girl than it is a guy. Mm-hmm. But if you listen to a lot of Melissa Etheridge songs and you don't know she's gay, she's like, "Hey, you're cheating on me with this woman, or this woman, blah blah blah." But if you don't know she's gay, you don't know that she's
gay.
What I mean?
What do you think, Briana? If a guy sings a bunch of songs and it's got like she and her, and
it's only a guy thing. I think girls can get away with it.
I think it's a little bit different with guys.
Thank you.
But then,
especially now, though. I mean, you can say she, and it could mean a lot of different things.
Yeah, gender's
in that
out
community.
the window. Yeah, but back, like, say 10, 20 years ago.
Back?
A guy is singing about a lady, but then a couple years later, like, hey, now I'm a gay guy. I've always been a gay guy. Do you go back and you change those pronouns to him and he? Like, are you singing about a guy or not?
No.
No?
I think you keep them.
Okay, that answers the question. That's it. Mm-hmm. Question of the day. Over. I do want to call. You have a sponsor for Dishing Disney, your podcast you do with Dustin. Is that right?
That's right.
Do you have a sponsor?
Who's the sponsor?
Yeah, who is? Yeah, well, I know who it is. Please, though.
Maintenance Solutions. Mm-hmm. D2, Dustin number 2.
D2.
That's the promo code?
There is no promo code.
Oh.
You just call and say that.
But Dishing Disney, you watch all the different Disney movies, a virtually endless amount, and you talk about family-friendly movies in a not-so-family-friendly way. Is that accurate?
Exactly.
Okay. I think, Maintenance Solutions, awesome, but I think we need another sponsor. Do you mind if we call the Disney Store real quick and see if they'll sponsor your show?
Oh, my.
Can we do that?
Sure.
Okay, let's give them a call and see what they say. I might ask you to jump in on this conversation.
You signed up for this.
It's a magical day at your Disney store. Colleen speaking. How may I help you?
I'm sorry, Colleen?
Yes.
Hey, Colleen, my name is Jason. Is there a supervisor or manager on duty?
I am. How can I help you?
Awesome. Like I said, my name is Jason, and I'm from Central Illinois, and they used to have a Disney store down here, but they don't anymore. But I was wondering about, there's a podcast in the Peoria area called Dishing Disney that talks about Disney movies in a not-so-family-friendly way, but where it's gaining a lot of popularity, and I didn't know who I could talk to concerning a sponsorship.
I could give you a guest relations number, but that would be about the only person I could think of.
Okay, so individual Disney stores don't necessarily sponsor not-so-family-friendly podcasts?
We don't do any of that sort of stuff. No, that would all be guest relations, yes. Did you want their number?
That'd be great, yeah, if you have that handy.
Okay, hold on. 1 second.
We actually have the... I'm sorry. Are you pulling the number? We'll have you come on and say hi real quick, Briana.
All right, you all set?
I am.
866-902-2798.
279. Now, you know when people say the phone number and they'll be like 866 and the other person says okay, and they say 902, okay. Do you like it when someone says okay between there? Because I feel like it could go either way.
Yeah, I've never paid attention, so I don't think I have an opinion either way.
Oh, that's fair. All right, well, thank you very much, Colleen, for your help. We'll give them a call. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. we'll call guest relations real quick and see if they can help us out. I think the show. I've listened to the show, and I actually was on an episode once of Dishing Disney. About the Robin Hood episode is a lot of fun. That's one of my favorite Disney movies, and I just thought Maintenance Solutions. No offense to Dustin number 2, but how much money is he bringing to the table?
Your call may be monitored or recorded for quality and training purposes. If you're calling about your local Disney store, please press 1. If you're calling about an online order from shopdisney.com, please press 2.
What are the options? 0?
We're sorry.
Oh, it hung up on me.
Thank goodness.
No, I'll try one more time. I'm pretty relentless.
Thank you for calling the Disney store. Your call may be monitored or recorded for quality and training purposes. If you're calling about your local Disney store, please press 1. If you're calling about an online order from shopdisney.com, please press 2. Thank you for calling Shop Disney. Your call may be monitored or recorded for quality and training purposes.
What kind of...
Do you press 1
I pressed 2 for my...
for online order?
But number 1 was the Disney store, and we just talked to the Disney store.
There weren't any podcast sponsorship options.
I'm sorry, Dana?
Yes.
Am I on speakerphone? I can barely hear you.
No, I'm on a headset.
Okay. Dana, my name is Jason, and I am from the Peoria, Illinois area, and I represent a podcast called Dishing Disney. And I didn't know if I could talk to someone there about a sponsorship, about a budding podcast that's gaining a lot of popularity for Disney.
Let me take a look.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. Obviously, Disney has got a lot of family-friendly entertainment. This is kind of like Epcot Center, I would say, the Epcot Center of podcasts, where it attracts the adults. And I think it would be a great opportunity because I mean, every day Disney is growing and growing and conquering all media. Why not dominate podcasts too?
Right.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you agree. Is there a phone number you're looking up, or?
Yes, I'm currently looking at my contact.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you so much. Actually, it's funny. I'm Briana, one of the stars of Dishing Disney, just walked in the room. Briana, you want to say hi to Dana?
Hello.
Her and her boyfriend Dustin have been doing the show for over a year, and they have a lot of fun doing it, and they're gaining so many different listeners every day. I think it'd be a great opportunity to work together. Here, I'll play their promo real quick.
Hi, this is Dustin.
And Briana.
We're a couple who love all things Disney. We decided to sit
Can you hear
down
that all right,
twice
Dana?
a month to discuss and analyze a variety of Disney films and topics with a grown-up's perspective and an adult sense of humor.
Dishing Disney will give film reviews with the memories of a child filtered through an adult frame of mind. We've noticed some things about our beloved Disney movies that we didn't pick up on as kids, and now we want to talk about them. Plus, we'll do a bonus Top 5 episode every month where we make our ultimate lineups regarding the topic of the day.
So wish upon a star, give a little whistle, and be a part of our world as we explore the wonderful world of Disney together. This is Dishing Disney.
Wow, that was a great promo. Do you have like a guest relations line that we could talk to?
So I'm currently looking for our consumer product information because that's normally where we would send you to.
Okay.
I'm just having trouble finding their information.
Well, are you familiar with podcasts, Dana?
Yes, I am.
Do you listen to any yourself, can I ask?
I currently do not. I used to a little bit.
Oh, really? Which ones did you listen to?
I used to listen to Stuff Mom Never Told You.
That sounds funny.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was interesting.
Yeah. All right.
I know that normally this kind of thing, we usually ask that you send an email. I'm just trying to find the email address for you.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I am going to... Is it okay if I give you a call back later?
Yeah, that's fine.
Will I get you next time, Dana?
You may not, but anyone that answers the phone will be willing to help.
I'm just going to keep calling back until I get you, if that's okay.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Dana.
All right.
All right. Love you. Bye. All right. So that's a bust. Briana, I can only do so much to help a fledgling podcast. Some balls in your court.
The effort.
Today we discussed the pilot episode of Mickey and Nora from the year of our Lord 1987. Great year.
Great year. 1987. Briana, how old were you in 1987?
I was only a twinkle in my parents' eye.
So you weren't even born.
Isn't that how I say it? Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
so that would make you negative what?
1.
Okay, -1.
-1. I thought, didn't we have your 30th birthday party somewhere?
31st.
Oh. That doesn't... What year were you born?
88.
So what, was that when was your... We had your 30th birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember that skanky girl that was at the table across from us?
I do remember that, yeah.
I missed that.
I remember I tried to give the lady at the counter $20 to get into the Mickey or the Chuck E. Cheese suit, and she said I could not do it. I don't know if it was a thing. I think she was fat shaming me.
I was 12 years old.
Mm-hmm. Not at the party.
No. You know what? Yes, I was, because I felt like I was 12 years old because I was back in the sweet spot of enjoying life.
Mm-hmm. Amen to that, brother. I was 6. Again, not at the party. At the year 1987, the pilot was released.
Yeah.
But it's not 1987 right now. Is that fair to say?
It's very fair to say.
Anyone would say that it is not 1987 right now.
Right.
Let's go back to 1987.
In our minds. Brian, you should have that.
And to do so, we talk about things that happened that year to put us in that mind frame so we can properly judge this pilot.
Right, because we are not in 1987 right now. We are in 2019.
Amen.
And
great year.
It was a different time. Briana wasn't born yet, so obviously the world was not going to succeed until she was born.
Mm-hmm. And what does that look like, you think, the world succeeding? Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Oh my goodness.
Like, when you say that, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about a utopia. Hello? Have you ever heard of Utopia?
The Fox reality television program?
Very much so. Thank you very much. High five that shit. In 1987, there's a lot of things that we didn't have then that we have nowadays.
Amen.
And so we can't look at this pilot from the, with our 2019 glasses on. We have to take those glasses off because in 1987, first of all, Briana, you weren't born yet, but we didn't have Band-Aids.
Oh, yeah!
All right. Second of all, we did not have crutches.
Can't do it.
And third of all, we did not have snow. So, I mean, think of your life without those things.
Kill me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just kill me.
You have those things right now. Today, you have those things.
You're taken for granted.
Briana has those things, and she takes Band-Aids for granted. I can see it in her eyes.
I bet she does.
There's sometimes she'll have a cut, and she's like,
I don't need a Band-Aid.
Fuck that shit.
You're going to get an infection, I can tell you that right now. 1987, June 3rd, Pee-wee's Big Adventure is released in France. You remember that fucking shit?
Did it start in France?
Well, his dream of the Tour de France was in France.
Okay, yeah, and then Jason Armstrong messed that all up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got all those blood transfers. June 5th, Nightline presents its first town meeting. The subject is AIDS, and the show runs until 3:47 in the a.m. Is AIDS real, Briana?
I believe so.
It's
I believe it.
It's Briana.
What did I say?
Briana.
Brianta? Tea or no tea?
Let's hold the tea.
AIDS.
Hey, I've held a couple teas in my life, am I right?
High five that shit. AIDS. The right answer is AIDS is real. We all know that.
Sure.
I'm glad I got that right.
Millions of people died because of it.
It killed Freddie Mercury. Remember that?
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
Remember when he died? He announced he had AIDS, and then the next day he died.
Right. He's like, I'm not telling anybody till the last second I'm dying of AIDS.
That's the most fucked up thing ever, right? Is to announce you have AIDS, and then the next day you die. Right?
It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, because if we don't know much about AIDS at the time, and they think that famous guy has it, that's scary. First of all, he died a day later,
and people didn't realize that it had to do with your gums and your teeth, having too many teeth. That's why people die of AIDS.
Is that what happened?
Yep.
I'm learning everything. I'm learning so much every episode.
I don't like when people shake their head no.
Don't look that way.
Oh, my bad.
June 12th, U.S. President Ronald Reagan challenges Mikhail Gorbachev to tear down the Berlin Wall.
Tear down these walls.
Not bad. Let's hear your Reagan impression real quick.
I don't
Briana,
do very good impression.
She was -1.
Yeah, I don't have 1987
Just
glasses.
try it though real quick. Here, I'll do a perfect one real fast.
Okay.
And then you can mimic me. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. All right, now you do exactly that.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Holy shit. Is that how I fucking sound?
Exactly. You know what?
Damn, that's
to be
awful.
honest with you, she won. She won that. She won that.
She did win it. Very good. God damn, that's loud.
Goddamn right it is.
Holy shit. Mikhail Gorbachev? He's a Russian guy, right?
Yeah, he had the birthmark on his forehead.
Yeah, it looked like he popped a zit. And then
That was the guy before Putin.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
But
we were better off then when we had him. We could bulldoze that guy. Putin's got he's all fucking six-packed out.
Why is Gorbachev in charge of the Berlin Wall? If that's Berlin and Germany,
Because Germany was still controlled. East Germany was still controlled by.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
What are you, 12?
No, I was 6 that year.
Oh, okay.
Briana, why did we choose to watch Mickey and Nora?
I have no idea why you made that decision, but Mickey is in the name, so I would guess because of the Dishing Disney podcast that I'm involved.
Okay, so there's 3.
Wow!
There's 3 reasons why we chose to watch
3
this.
reasons?
And so Mickey...
I can never come up with 3. We killed Blake.
God damn, he wishes. Holy shit. Do you ever just hack into your sock? Do you have socks on?
No.
You need to start wearing socks just for that.
Well, I usually wear socks, but I had to put chemicals in the pool today.
Okay, so no socks today. Okay, so what are the other 2 reasons you think, Brianna?
I said I couldn't come up with 3. I don't think my first one was right.
You don't think it was right.
Just to let you know, you weren't right.
And just to let you know, you're in the majority, so you're fine.
Should we go over them or not?
Well, yeah, we need to go over them because first-time listeners from Dishing Disney are going to be listening.
Awesome!
Number 1, it had to be a failed pilot that only aired once or not at all.
Mm-hmm. Are you paying attention, Brianna? You're looking at your nails. I think they look beautiful. You should pay attention to Blake here.
There was only one made.
She hates
Whether it aired
this.
or not is irrelevant. Number 2, did I make you mad? Are you sure?
She doesn't like men telling her what to do.
What? You don't?
Girls love it. Don't act like that.
Calm down.
Come on now. Number 2, it had to be available. We had to find it to watch it, right?
Right.
And number 3, it had to be free.
That's exactly right. Those make sense, don't you think?
What about all that sponsorship money?
We don't have. We don't have a sponsorship. I know that you're.
We could call around.
Do you have any ideas?
No, but I can brainstorm.
Brainstorm right now while you're looking at your nails, and in the next segment of the show, if you can think of someone to call, we'll give them a call.
All right.
I'd be happy to do it. So you're probably asking yourself, Brianna, where can you find the show to watch for yourself? We can do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes. Or download the app for Daily Motion and check out all of the commotion. She can do it next time. I like saying it. We don't say it very much.
I did not watch this on Daily Motion. I think you screwed up.
No, it's fine.
I'm afraid of flying.
Have you ever flown?
Yes.
Where'd you fly to?
I've flown to Texas and back and to Vegas and back, and that is all.
Oh, that was your first marriage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Didn't end well.
No.
Didn't. Of course it didn't, because you almost had sex with Pauly Shore. No, were you able to drink on the plane at the time?
Yes.
All right, sounds good.
Do you like to get good and look it up before a flight?
I don't know, because I mean, for most flights, I think
my flight
Is it just based on airline or
every flight I've ever taken, I've done it sober.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. Summary of the pilot. An ex-CIA agent can't convince anyone that he's no longer a spy. What do you think about that, Blake?
C+.
He grades it like you're in school. Remember that?
I was confused why so many people knew he was a spy in the first place.
Okay.
Isn't that supposed to be confidential?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to tell everyone under the sun if you're a spy.
Bonus points for Briana on that one.
Briana.
Oh, we have a point system?
Yeah, what would you guess, or what would you grade that summary?
Your summary?
Right.
I think a C+ was fair.
Okay. Well, I didn't come up with it, so you guys can eat it. I don't know. Interesting facts?
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Interesting Facts. This is the part of the show that Jason scours the internet and finds facts about this. I went away really quick. Scour the internet to find facts about the show that you may not have known. Please do not share your thoughts or opinions of these facts with other people. Don't taint someone else's experience. Keep your comments to yourself. Proceed, my friend.
Thank you. This is episode 4 of season 1 of CBS Summer Playhouse. That is a well we have drawn from over and over again.
Sure.
Have you heard of that before? CBS Summer Playhouse?
No.
Dustin did a CBS Summer Playhouse, didn't he, with us when we did the Fuzz Bucket?
Oh, maybe so. Yeah. What?
It's not maybe so, buddy. It is so.
Almost 200 deep. I can't remember them all.
It is so.
Tell her what the CBS Summer Playhouse is.
It's a place where during the summer, when people are not watching TV, CBS put shows out that they've developed. They were kind of testing the waters, and if people liked them, they had a chance. If people didn't like them, out the door.
So when people weren't watching TV, they were watching TV.
Well, there are people that watch TV.
I think they're trying to fill airspace with all these pilots that were poopy.
Okay.
They aired June 26th of 1987, so in a couple of days here, because what is today?
It's before tomorrow.
Today's June 10th.
Today's June 10th, but this is released on the 24th. So in a couple of days, we'll be celebrating the 50-year anniversary of this pilot, so that'd be great.
Wow, that's crazy. 50 years. About 350.
Mm-hmm. Directed by Paul Bogart, noted for directing episodes of TV shows such as All in the Family, Get Smart, and The Golden Girls.
Nice.
Fact.
You know what? I'm raising the score of this one just by knowing that.
Oh, really?
That's a fact that's pretty cool.
Stars Ted Wass, he played Mickey, notable as the father in Blossom and in the show Soap. He also directed quite a bit, including Rules of Engagement, Last Man Standing, and Mom. So all kind of current TV shows or recent TV shows.
And then there's Mom.
I never saw it. Is that the theme song?
No, that was the Maude theme song.
Oh.
Mom is the one with that. Really...
Anna Faris and
Bless you.
Pardon me, and Allison Janney. Right?
Yeah,
that's a good looking older woman, right?
Oh no, it's a good looking older woman, but it's not a funny show. Have you ever seen that?
I have not.
What's a good looking older woman? Do you think?
I don't really know.
I feel like you're backing off of being involved.
Do we need to talk about Pauly Shore?
Did Jason say something? Did Jason say something that maybe offended you, or
no? I just don't know off the top of my head. Older, attractive women.
Figure it out.
I'll think about that Jesus. Too.
Good God!
Write that down.
So much pressure.
I'm sorry. Type that down.
Yeah, you got a little computer there. Also stars George Firth, who played Rip. Oddly enough, he's a dead guy now. Starred in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Cannonball Run, The Man with Two Brains, and Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles. That's where I remembered him from.
Oh, really?
I've seen that movie.
You ever seen Blazing Saddles?
I have not.
Somebody get a rope.
Did they say that in that film? They do. They say the N-word a lot, right?
Yeah, Nigeria. They say it all the time.
I think that's what I meant. Finally stars Florence Stanley as a gal, known as the judge in My Two Dads. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
I'm clapping for Florence, baby. This show, I'm telling you right now, this show is getting a Florence bump.
You know who that is?
Oh, yes, I know who it is.
Who is it?
She's an actress. Duh. No, seriously. As soon as I saw her on the screen, I wrote down Florence bump.
What did you recognize her from?
Just all different shows.
She was the judge in My Two Dads.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they also starred Cleavant Derricks as Marvin. He was the black weatherman. He was known for Sliders. You ever hear of that?
You ever heard of the show Sliders?
No.
Whatever. Interesting facts over. Twitter responses.
Twitter responses. I wonder if Jason got some Twitter responses.
No, I didn't. No one responded to me.
All that build up.
Well, I mentioned earlier we don't have a sponsor, but today we do have a sponsor. Luckily, you're on and we have a sponsor.
It was Dishing Disney, but I already played the promo. There's no break this time.
Oh, okay.
The one time you set me up for a break, I don't have one. I'm sorry. All right, let's break down the pilot of the show. We're gonna set the clock for 10 minutes. That seems fair, don't you?
Sure.
Okay, Briana, I want you to know this, and this is something we tell every one of our guests, mostly the females.
Absolutely.
Please, there's 10 minutes. We have a tendency to start going. Don't feel like you're going to insult us, you're going to make us mad, or we're going to edit this out later. Say whatever you want to say, whenever you want to say it about the show.
Remember we had that one pilot called B-Men and Pauly Shore was in it?
Yeah.
He was like the guy in high school.
Yeah, it was a short one, wasn't it?
No, I think it was like 45 minutes. I really liked it. You did not care for it, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. We'll start the clock, 10 minutes, and let's break down this pilot. Brianna, you want to start us off?
Sure.
Go for it.
Well, we start off in Mickey's law office, where he's beginning to convince at least 5 people that he's no longer a CIA agent.
Everyone
he's
he comes in
now.
contact with.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yeah.
You forgot to mention Florence, because she's in this scene.
Florence is the secretary.
Damn right she is.
She's an old lady.
She's angry.
And then some guys in there, like, they keep calling him the Colonel. He has an actual name, but it's like he's from Senegal or something, so I don't know what it is.
See, some kind of like foreign diplomat,
right.
I'll say.
And he wants Mickey's help to have him regain power. Is that right?
I didn't never get that. I don't know.
I didn't get that either.
I thought he said that like right in the beginning, and then the rest of the
might
show
have
was
been.
like
He just wanted to show Rip something. He was very wanting to show Rip something because he had something.
He had a cardboard box.
Yeah,
but yeah, this
never
is,
trust a black guy with a cardboard box. Am I right?
He wants
Never.
to call Rip for help, but Mickey's like, I don't do that anymore. The whole film, the whole show is just, I'm not in the CIA anymore.
Right, and like Brianna, it was a very good point you made. Everybody knows it except his brand new wife that he got married to in Africa.
Yep.
And her name is Nora. You know, Nora the Explorer. Mm-hmm. And they got married in Africa, and they're newlyweds. And the first scene with Nora, she's in her, like, she owns a business with her sister Viv.
I don't think it was clear right away that it was her sister.
Well, to me, it was.
You got it.
Oh yeah.
But what was it? A toy? They had a toy store.
Toy
Yeah,
store.
it was a high end toy. I would say it was a high end toy store.
You
right?
think so?
Yeah,
kind of like a boutique.
Yeah, they didn't have any cheap toys there.
Yeah.
And she has a huge brooch on. I was so surprised that she could even keep her head up. That brooch was so big. In the 80s, brooches were in.
Brooches were king in the 80s. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Viv does not like Mickey. Right? Did we ever get to why that was, Brianta?
I think she's really upset. It seemed like the grown sisters lived together still, even though I think Viv is married to another grown man. She was upset that Nora moved out of her house.
What do you think Viv's fucking problem was?
I don't know. Attachment issues.
Yeah. Do you have any attachment issues?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
With who?
I don't know for sure. I don't have any sisters, so...
You would know for sure.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
so.
an attachment issue.
No, then...
A customer comes in and wants to make a return, and then she gets talk about getting caught fucking.
Yeah. Here's a question. And when I was watching this, I knew you were going to be a guest.
Right.
Has Jackson ever walked in on
good
you
Lord.
in and Jason.
Definitely not.
You and Dustin fornicating.
Yes.
And your response to that as a parent was
screaming.
He was a lot younger, so we just told him to go back to bed, and
there was no questions asked or anything, really.
No, he was 5.
At 5, I was asking questions because guys were touching me, so I was asking questions. So she goes through this whole thing about, and it just made me. I don't remember a time where any of my children or Eli have walked in, but we have a really long hallway to our bedroom, and right at the end of that hallway is a bathroom. And I've often wondered if maybe I just don't know that it has happened. You know what I mean?
Probably.
Which kind of creeps me out. So I asked Eli, I was like, "Hey, do you have the footage?"
You gotta get one of those like frogs people put outside, so like when they cross the laser beam,
that's true.
You can hear them coming.
It's a good idea.
Pun intended.
It just rivets.
Hey, why are they coming?
All right, very good. That night at home, Nora appears to have made one hell of a meal, and then she gets hot really quick. And then she starts talking about like getting in her nightie, and he's like, I want you.
It started with the whole thing like dessert. Like, that was a great meal. Are you ready for dessert? Oh, I'm ready.
I feel like it was more Mickey, because she's like, what do you want for dessert? And he's like, I want you for a dessert right now.
Right.
You're going to wear that nightie again? And she's like, I don't think I could take another night like that.
I don't know what that means or what he's doing.
His penis was so small, and she was unsatisfied, and she's not going to do that for another night.
That's not how I took it.
Oh.
I feel like this pilot is ripe with sexual undertones.
They want that.
Is.
Yeah, they want it for sure. And she surprises him with an espresso maker that she found in the closet. Find out it's actually a spy tool.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid, right? Like a big antenna goes up, and he can hear people in like the Russian embassy toilet talking.
Yeah. It's unnecessary.
Anyway, so this is where I think I find out that Viv is Nora's sister, and then Marvin is at the door, and so is the Colonel. And Marvin is a black guy who lives in the building, and he's a local weatherman.
Right. So he's a Mac Daddy, because every weatherman I've ever met has been a Mac Daddy.
Apparently so.
He's got a satin robe on, and he's all mad because his front door got blown up. No, I back it up.
Well, let me ask you this. Yeah, that is later.
Spoilers.
But let me ask you this: is the front door? I couldn't tell because the quality wasn't great on the video.
Looks like an elevator.
That's what I was going to ask. Is it an elevator to get in?
It's like a loft. That's pretty cool.
So.
That's pretty cool,
that
right?
Is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but the Colonel has something, and again, it's just in the beginning of the show too. He wants to call Rip. He wants to call Mickey to call Rip because he has something. Come to find out, just let's go through this really fast. It's a toy.
It's a toy tank
that has a Chuck Norris sticker.
And he bought it on the subway from a guy who he thought it was like an arms dealer.
Sure.
Let me ask you this: is Marvin the weatherman? Is it very lightly inferred but heavily implied that he likes teenage girls?
Well, it said he has a heavy following of women ages
18 to 19?
Ranging 18 to 19. And he's like, yeah, and I was in the middle of my forecast when he interrupted me.
Good Lord.
And he would say, like, get your umbrellas out and keep your Johnsons dry.
I missed all that.
Because Dr. Marvin says that the rain will fly.
Yeah, so he's a dirty guy.
You quoted that, like, word for word. That is crazy.
Well, I was recording a show the other night. She said she'd already watched it. She's like, I'm going to watch it again. And I was like, I never watched the pilot twice.
Yeah, why do that to yourself? Now, you know what? To be honest with you, Briana, amazing. Good job.
The Colonel is like, hey, I didn't realize I bought this thing. Rip's on his way. He's an important guy. I need to stay here so he doesn't find me at my place.
Right, because Mickey's like, this is a toy. You're going to get, Rip's going to fucking kill you.
And then he communicates it through like a really awful and stupid game of charades.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
Because Nora says, don't say that again. Like, don't say it again that Rip is going to come and kill.
So he's got to act it out.
So
it's better that way.
And then
maybe it's better that way. Sometimes we have to say the things we don't want to say.
That's right. Very good. Very good, Captain. Sex is off the table tonight, apparently, and the Colonel is going to be sleeping on the couch.
Sure. Which is fine. I mean, we've all had somebody sleep on the couch before.
What happens the next morning?
The next morning, they're cuddled up. I think they had sex because I've been married for a long time, and
secret sex.
Me and my wife are never that close together first thing in the morning. You want to be as far apart as possible first thing in the morning.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, boom, you hear music going on. And
Land of 1,000 Dances.
Look at this girl.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Na 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 na.
I thought that
I don't know the words.
I thought that was
That's all I
Amy
know.
Kamosi. Here comes the hot stepper.
No, that's awesome. I'm glad she did that. And so Conrad is
Pretty good.
Conrad is in the living room working out like a madman.
Oh, his name is Conrad?
No, Colonel.
Colonel Conrad.
Okay. Let's call him Conrad. That's better.
The Colonel is working out like a madman. He has boxer briefs on for sure, and that's all he has on. And he's doing some hardcore calisthenics.
Calisthenics. That's exactly what I was going to say. That's awesome. Then he runs to the shower real quick, and then there's like a big rumble and explosion. And then Mickey says to Nora, "Hey, you look exactly like my mother," which is off-putting.
And she says, "You always say the sweetest things."
What if Dustin said that to you?
That would be very uncomfortable.
Yeah. You don't want to look like his mom and then do whatever the hell the two of you do together.
Right. Exactly.
Blake?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't.
Want to get in bed with your mom?
No, I first of all, I don't want Molly to ever look like my mom. And to be honest with you, I don't want Molly to look like her mom either.
Oh, that's coming. Anyway, Marvin shows up the next morning with Rip, who, like you said, blew off his front door looking for him.
Right.
And then Rip he comes in, he's all business, and then I see a giant taxidermied alligator. Did you guys see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, he like jumped away from it. It startled him.
I think he jumped.
Oh.
Go ahead. Marvin then has fixed himself some breakfast. Like, everyone's just kind of like hanging out in this oversized, ridiculous apartment.
Right. Well, yeah, Marvin's like, he's all complaining about his door. That's all he's worried about. He don't care what this guy is there for. He doesn't care that the Colonel is trying to like escape and Mickey's trying to help him. He's just concerned about breakfast because he's got a lover waiting for him.
Mickey's he's trying to get rid of Rip, and Rip is looking for the Colonel, and then Mickey tries to hide the toy tank from Rip, but he finds it almost immediately, and then Nora's like trying to keep him busy with the tank or whatever, while Mickey tries to like get the Colonel out of the house.
And he's like, "Oh, this is the one from the the Saudi war, blah blah blah."
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, and she's like, "Yeah, it is." He goes, "Oh, you know about them?" And she's like, "Yeah, they were little and brown."
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what it is. He didn't
Oh, wow.
And that's the 10 minutes.
Wow.
So that's fine. That's fine. We were just about a minute away from the end of the show anyway, right?
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Do you ever feel like you want to finish no matter what? Like you get so close to the end and then you don't finish, but you want to finish? Blake? You ever feel like we do all this work, all this prep work, we do all this kind of foreplay, we build up to this, we set the clock for 10 minutes.
It's always hot in here, and we're sweating, we've worked really hard.
And sometimes we work to the point where we're even panting.
Sure.
And I hate to use that word, that sounds sexual, I'm not trying to be sexual at all, but then you work so hard, and you get to the point where you're going to finish, and then it just doesn't happen? Were we talking about the pilot?
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
It happens a lot of times when I go to the Moose first. If I go to the Moose before we record...
Moose first.
Moose, hey, in my life, Moose first. Moose, always.
Turbulence. Why did this show work? That's part of the requirements. Only one episode and it's done. Briana, why didn't this show work, you think? What about it says, no more, thank you?
I could go on, I feel, for a while.
Sure, you
have probably a time limit on this as well.
Let's set the clock for 10 minutes.
We don't have a time limit. We have plenty of time. There's nobody here to record the next show. We have plenty of time.
Well, first of all, as I said, it
Your
doesn't
son
make
will
any
go to sleep
sense
without you. Don't worry about it.
The entire city that they live in knows that he was an agent other than his wife.
Right.
And
He was a secret agent, man.
Yeah.
Secret
and
agent,
there are
man.
just so many, I don't know, silly jokes and the innuendos. I don't know. It was just everything cheesy about every other show from that time period, all put into a 22-minute pilot.
Does anybody know when Silver Spoons came out?
Ooh, I can look it up real quick.
If you could. I feel like, because I have a comment of why it didn't work as well. And I didn't mean to cut you off. I hope I didn't. I hope you had 700 more things to say. It's called saving you. It's fine. But I kind of think this was cheesy. 1985. Is that what the hand is for?
I was just going to say Silver Spoons 82 to 87.
Okay, so Silver Spoons is ending and this is starting.
Do you think this is set in the Spoons universe?
No,
the Spooniverse?
What I'm trying to get at is there was a cheesiness to 80s television, sitcom stuff.
Right.
Like
but
you
I
said.
don't have 1987 glasses.
What?
We try
You're
to
an ophthalmologist, for Christ's sake. How do you not have a 1987? You're an ophthalmologist. You say, clear, not clear. Clear, not clear.
Is that what you do all day?
Yeah.
No.
What he just did, clear, not clear, you do that for 8 hours a day.
Yeah, it's exhausting.
Ooh,
Yeah, it seems really exhausting.
Clear?
Not clear.
Clear?
Not clear.
Huh?
Click. Clear? Can you read the bottom line, please?
X, left E, upside down E, R.
Okay.
Clear?
Not clear.
It's kind of like that, right?
What we did is exactly what you do every day, right?
But for 8 hours.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you went to a lot of school. Like you have went to a lot of schooling for this. This is not something you can learn in like a 6-week ICC class
Or in a 90-minute podcast.
Or online Phoenix.
Whoa. Well, I mean, I
don't know why you would say that.
I can take a lot of browsing here. I can get, I probably had a couple below the belt so far tonight.
Yeah, he can take a lot of browsing.
And I think that's where that's coming from. I think there was a below the belt, because I saw her reaction earlier.
She was pissed from all the piss talk.
I think there was a below the belt that happened, and because she stopped looking at me and she only looked at you, and then she went with a Phoenix Online, bust to the gut. My pancreas.
But you both graduated from there.
You know goddamn well that we did.
But for me, it's more offensive than for him. He doesn't care.
Oh, okay.
Like, he's laid back. I'm not.
I'm super late. I'm the laid back one, and he's the tense one. Okay?
Can you not tell that during our show?
I take it up, right?
And I do everything in the middle.
And I bring it back down.
So, your little Phoenix Online comment?
I'm fine with it.
I'm not.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. This show says, hey, I was in the CIA. Wouldn't that be a crazy idea for a television show? The answer is no, it is not. I would go as far as to say it is a dumb idea for a show. If you're going to hang your hat on that whole fucking idea, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying is, like, use a different backstory. The spy thing, it's kind of, it's very unbelievable because, like you said, everybody knows he is, so he's not really hiding anything. But I understand that, like, oh, if we make him an ex-spy, we can bring all these people in as, in storylines and stuff. But yeah, it's so cheesy. Like, go with something else.
It's dumb. It's a dumb idea. That's fine.
He dumb.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
This is where we say we're not the only ones who saw this show. Other people have reviewed it and rated it and posted online. Unfortunately, that is not the case this time, right?
Yeah, there's no IMDb score.
Yeah. There's nothing out there that says someone has seen it. This is a ghost of a pilot. That's usually what we like to say, don't you think? Ooh. Evil Spectre. No,
I don't know why you have problems with Spectre. He was a great record producer.
Phil Spector?
Yeah. Every once in a while, you're like,
he's evil.
Ooh, Spectre.
He shot that lady, though, right? Then he went to jail.
Allegedly.
No, I think he was proven from a court of his peers to have shot that lady.
Hey, just because he had bad hair doesn't mean he shot some lady in the head.
No one saw this. No one rated it. There's no reviews online regarding Mickey and Nora. I can't say that I blame people. Even presented with it, I had a tough time getting through it.
And that's why we're going to tag Dishing Disney like 4 times in this post, because nobody watched it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to S19.
Sometimes we'll read reviews there, Briana. But there were no reviews this time, so I didn't read any. Did you get it? She's a smart lady. She gets it.
Clear?
Not clear.
Clear.
Pretty funny. I can read a lady pretty well, and right now Brianna's thinking, Jesus Christ.
Can we get this over with?
And we are, because this is the end of the show.
And it's probably more about, it's probably because of me more than because of you.
Absolutely. There's no question
No question in my mind.
No. 1 to 7 is the scale, 1 being the worst, 7 being the best, taken from the program from the 1990s, affectionately and accurately known as Wings. We take a look at all the characters, and we assign them a number. Roy Biggins is the number 1. It's the worst you can get. Number 7 is the best you can get. It's a Joe Hackett. Or Brian Hackett, I'm sorry. Brian Hackett.
That's why I didn't finish.
Thank you.
I only finished on Brian Hackett.
That's what an odd thing to say. Brianna, I turn to you as our guest. What do you rate Mickey and Nora?
Oh, as a couple, or just those characters, or the pilot? I thought you said we're going to.
We're gonna skip you. I'll come back to you.
Captain
Philip, rest assured. How do you rate the pilot? Look at me, Briana. The pilot, Captain. How do you rate the pilot? Mickey,
3.
and Nora. No, I'm not. I'm skipping you.
You said I got to start.
All right,
that's my final answer.
Fine, it's 3. I don't know what to do anymore. I feel like if you get to close to 200 episodes, you have a pretty good handle on what you're doing.
No.
Not the case with us.
Not at all.
Couldn't be further from the truth.
Yeah. I can see why she was nervous now. She was worried about messing up. She just did. No.
Why a 3?
I don't think it was awful. Like, for that time period, it had everything that people loved about television, I think.
Laugh
it just
tracks.
was unoriginal. So.
Well, I think it was trying to be original, but in it was just too hokey. That's my 2 cents anyway.
Sure.
I respect and I honor your opinion.
Well, and now that you've given your 2 cents, why don't you go ahead and give your score?
Well, you want to go last?
Well, because you've already given your 2 cents.
Heaven forbid we go out of order.
Jesus, I'm really...
Somebody get a rope!
I'm getting it from all sides here. Good Lord.
Oh, you know you are, big fella.
Why is it so fucking loud? God damn it. Mickey and Nora is not very good. It's hokey. It's cheesy. I guess there's a couple of good actors in it, but to what end? When TV rolls around, writer is the king, right? The writer.
Sure. That's the moneymaker, right?
Absolutely. I would say that... I'm going to agree, I think, with Brianta that it's a 3.
Her name is Briana.
Say it again.
Briana.
And one last time?
Briana.
I'm going to agree with Brianta and say that this is a 3 out of 7. I would not watch this again. I would not recommend it. I don't think it's very good. It, without a doubt, should not have been taken to a series. It was hokey and cheesy, and we've seen this before where a pilot hangs its hat on a premise that just cannot sustain itself.
What's the one that we watched that was based on a play?
The Nerd.
Yes.
It was pretty much just one set, right?
This reminded me of that in a lot of ways.
It was just one set the whole time, right?
Well, no, there was the office, and there was the apartment.
The toy store.
And the toy store.
So I was really
that's
wrong.
4.
I was very wrong, actually.
You want to go ahead and segue?
Captain Philip, rest assured, I turn to you. How do you rate Mickey and Nora?
I agree with you guys a lot on this score, except for one thing. Florence Stanley was in this show. She was in the first scene.
Right.
I have always enjoyed Florence Stanley. I think she's a wonderful actress. She's funny. So I gave it a 3, but with a Florence Stanley bump, I give it a 4.
Wow.
It was hokey. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I was pretty much... Except once Florence was on, I kind of lost it.
But she was on right in the beginning.
Right, and she didn't come back. I kept waiting for her to come back, and she didn't. So I give it a 4.
I think she obviously would have been a series regular going forward. Let me ask you this. You touched on it earlier. Very excited during Interesting Facts when I brought her up. What about this person? Where do you recognize her from? Where does this
I just recognize her from a lot of TV shows. It's her voice, one thing. You know, it's like an old, like, graspfully, like, old lady voice. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, like, specifics, but I just remember her always being funny. And I think it was the judge from My Two Dads.
Yeah.
That I really remember her from, because she would come and check on him. Oh, okay. Fuck me, right?
No, that was for Briana to stop talking about what she thought was wrong with the show. It's been 10 minutes.
Oh.
No, well, go ahead.
No, that's I remember her from that. She would come and check on her all the time. Mm-hmm. And I associated it, obviously, with something good in life.
That's good. I'm glad you enjoyed that aspect of the show. I did not. I didn't care.
You didn't like her?
I liked her, but not enough to give it a bump.
Okay.
But I respect your bump, and with that, we close the book on Mickey and Nora, and we will never speak of that show again.
Ever.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of The Ginger Rogers Show. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. Ginger Rogers plays identical twin sisters, one a fashion designer and one a magazine writer. In the pilot, Rogers is one sister posing as the other to discover why an Italian playboy jilted her. You can find the entire episode of The Ginger Rogers Show by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes. Or go to YouTube. Briana?
You know what to do, too.
Nice. Ooh, look at that shit. Holy hell.
I got one.
She waited till the end to finish strong.
What hard times are, Daddy?
Boy, oh boy. Captain, how do you, like, if something was godforsaken, it would be this pilot, or this show, right?
Well, no, I've watched worse.
What are you doing? What is that?
Huh?
What are you doing with
Just
those?
preparing for the next show.
He took notes on paper instead of a mini computer.
Idiot.
I also have printed out notes.
Smart.
Wow.
See them, Briana, see them.
Go to couchpilotspodcast.com. From there you can email us, you can Facebook us, Twitter. The Twitter is a good one, I think, because if you go on Twitter, then you know like 3 or 4 weeks in advance what show we're doing next. If you really want to dig in, which I can't imagine you would.
But I don't know anything about. I know you've had conversations with people on Twitter, like back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's technically called fan feedback,
Right,
because,
yeah.
And I know nothing about it.
You're in charge of fan feedback.
But I don't know anything about how Twitter works.
I think you could probably go to YouTube, Briana.
You know what to do, too.
And you could probably figure out how to use Twitter from there.
But it's kind of like in your ballywick.
I feel like the rest of the show.
This is a very nautical show. And I'm like, your ballywick is.
I don't think that's a nautical term at all.
A novel term? It's a nautical term. Ballywick.
Call us at 910-PILOTS-1. It's 910-745-6871. If you want to hear what your dumb fucking voice sounds like, you can leave us a voicemail there. We'll play it. We'll make fun of it. And you're also going to get frequent flyer points as a result.
Yeah, you can turn those frequent flyer pins in for goods and services.
I thought you weren't drinking craft beer anymore.
Briana had turned her points in because she's downloaded the show. She shared Facebook posts and stuff. And so that's how she got on the show.
Thank you for sharing all of the Facebook posts that you did.
I don't think I did that.
Uh-oh. What about...
She's basically on the show because she's a female and she has sex with somebody we know. That's a podcaster.
Is that
basically.
Is that a requirement now? What about Patreon? That's a thing. Right?
Patreon.com/CouchPilots. You can go there. You can donate to the show $1 to $1 million.
Give us your money.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we will spend it.
Yeah, sure. If you heard a couple weeks ago, we had an episode where there was a electrical sound.
Yeah.
Obviously, we need some things here.
That we need more chords, right?
Yeah, chords.
Better chords.
Chords and mics and stuff.
Yeah.
And, we give this to you for free every single week, every Monday at 4 a.m. You can download it. If you're in Australia, Sunday at 2 a.m.
Really? Nice. Briana, do you want to talk about your show anymore? Do you want to plug Dishing Disney?
I think that we plugged it quite a bit earlier.
A simple no is fine.
No.
No? Okay. All right, well, do what you will with that. I enjoy it. You ever listen to Dishing Disney?
Oh, for sure. I love Disney.
Yeah. All right. Do you have a message of positivity for the listeners at home today?
Sure, I always do. First of all, before I do that, I would like to say, Briana, thank you very much for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I hope
for
you enjoyed
having
yourself.
me. I did.
Your boyfriend narked on you big time today and said that you were, very tense about being on and very worried.
I'm always tense about being
But
on.
are you worried because me and Jason, or are you just worried because it's a show,
No,
or
that's
what?
just generally my nature. I don't like
Okay.
being put on the spot for anything.
Do you feel as though we put you on the spot at all tonight?
Yes.
Oh, with all, the P talk?
Definitely with the P talk.
P as in PP and P as in Pauly Shore?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So besides
All
that,
the P, there was P and poo and
there was
all
no
that.
poo.
That's every show, though.
We don't poo. We don't poo. You poo.
I was trying to trick her into saying that she goes number 2, but
Sure.
I've never, ever met a girl that has admitted she goes number 2. I can't believe that
Well,
they
they
do.
have to.
I don't think so, man.
I have enjoyed having you on. I hope you had a good time.
I did. Thank you.
Before we got on the microphone, I said if you don't have a good time,
I was going to get punched in the face.
by Eli. Before
Yeah.
Dustin hears this, I'm not going to punch you in the face. Eli was going to punch you in the face.
And
Eli wouldn't punch me.
Blake calls me Eli. So I'll just do one of these. I
Only
guess.
in bed.
I had fun.
Did you have fun?
Yes.
Okay. I don't mind the really hard jab you did to my pancreas.
Good.
But I understand what it was for. I
don't know what it was
Nope,
for.
she does. Message of positivity.
Please.
All right.
Let's end on a high note.
Oh, well, in that case, I can't. Hold on. You have a pet out there?
Mm-hmm.
It's been with you for a long time.
Right.
There's things that annoy you about it.
Yeah.
Just know, give it love, hugs, kisses, because when they're gone, you won't miss those annoying things. Today, when Jason walked in, he just walked in the door.
Yeah.
And the house was completely silent.
Mm-hmm.
It's never happened before.
Nope.
And so, just your pets, hug them, love them, and do what's right.
That's a good one. That's a pretty good one. That might be your
Is it
best
positive? I was trying to be positive.
Yeah. That's good. This pilot may have been rough, but it's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots, folks. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.
R.I.P., buddy.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.